Fuck out of here, fool.
This is where you come to be locked in a conversation. Facts, news, opinions, debating on all the latest. Won't say that we the best, just mention us with the greatest. Even words you heard before gon' sound better when we say it. Got my ear to the streets, but my eye to the sky. I look up at the clouds, I'm thankful to be alive. Every day's a special guest, I'm thankful that it arrived. I've been blessed by the best, if you know him, you know the vibes. I've been out here chillin' with my coach G Dillon, who got his own opinions. I let him tell you what is it. Out here kicking more for less, and you don't really wanna miss it. So subscribe to the channel, leave a like with every visit is 10.
Welcome back. We're back at you once again, man. Season 2 of the 1011 Showcast. I'm your host, DJ 1011, with my co-host,
G Dillon.
What's been happening, baby?
Just life, man. Doing what I do. Trying to survive out here, man. These folks out here crazy still.
Oh yeah.
But everything's cool, man. I really can't complain about a thing, man.
Cool. We got a new look to our studio, little different look, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I take a look getting used to, but I'm feeling it so far.
Yeah. We got a new look to our studio. The audience will see, man. So just let y'all know that, hey, we here. We still here. We ain't did this for nothing. You did what I'm saying? So there's been a lot going on, man.
A lot going on. A lot to talk about.
Man. Man, I got my shorts on. Y'all see my legs now, huh?
Yeah, but we got to make sure you moisturize.
Make sure I put some baby oil on.
Yeah, man.
Hey,
man, that baby oil, I don't know that. Got to be careful throwing that baby oil term around.
The Diddy sponsored baby oil. Hey, that trial been wild, ain't it, man?
Oh, but he done fucked up baby oil for everybody.
Hey, before we go any further, man, I want y'all to like, comment, and subscribe down below, man. Tell me and G Dillon, leave us a comment or something, let you know what's going on. But hey, Diddy, man, what you think about that, G?
Man, that's your man.
I used to fuck with him, but he too freaky for me, man.
Hey, man, he out here sassy than a motherfucker, man. Like he just on a whole nother level.
Yeah, that's what they do. Hey, allegedly.
I
they
mean,
say allegedly.
He's just on a whole nother level. Like listening to it and getting the excerpts of the trial. It's just funny. It's hysterical. Like people trying to make it sound like it's like all treacherous and shit, but it just sounds like some freaky motherfuckers doing some freaky shit. And then the girl, she got a little juice because we saw the ass whooping that she took at the hotel. But then her description of some of the shit that done went on, she kind of feel like she was on board. And that she was enjoying some of it. Now they talking to the male escort and his role and it's wild.
My thing with it, I know Diddy did some wild stuff because everybody with power they get to doing, especially with that. You a billionaire. All them guys been guilty, trust me, of doing too much with their power. You know what I'm saying? So I know he been doing some crazy stuff, but my thing is, okay, even if with the Cassie situation, right? They said Cassie, that's how you be when you're in a domestic relationship. I never been in a domestic relationship, so, I don't like to belittle some of that stuff. But what about all the other people, though? Like, that just was doing it. Now, what's their problem, though? You sat around and watched it. You sat around and helped them. What's your, are you there for the money? Or what's going on? That's my thing about it.
Oh, well, he's definitely in a position where everybody around him is purely there to say yes.
Exactly.
And then for those who are super, super critical, I mean, he deserves, I guess, on some level, some criticism, particularly if some of the allegations are true in terms of him bringing underage girls in and trafficking girls and that kind of stuff, that aspect of it. But just kind of the stuff they've been talking about thus far, trying to set the stage, I guess. I just want people to think about if you had the money to make your wildest dream or fantasy come true, what would you do? you know, what would you do? Would you do it? Because this you can be guaranteed that it's a million of us out there that probably got some fantasies way wilder than that in our minds.
Not me.
But we just too scared and too wrapped up in where we are in life at this point to entertain the possibility of that type of shit going on. So, you know, people need to slow down for, you know, having money like that.
People
and having access like that and having connections like that. And like the hotel talking about how, you know, they had to put the room on hold for a while so it could get deep cleaned and shit. Because they know it. Because they know it's gonna be some shit going on with Diddy there for a day or two.
But like you said, anybody, I tell people that anybody with a bunch of power like that, bunch of money, we put a camera on them, they doing something they ain't got no business. I don't know, like you said, if everything wild to his extent, but I mean, at some point, that's the point of having power and money. Not saying abuse people and shit, so I don't want y'all to get all crazy, but people have freaky sessions and, you know what I'm saying? Just say I want something. G Ben bought a Rolls Royce. Hey, fuck G, I got this money. I need that before him. That's exercising your power and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this man Ben had this on back order. Now you gonna give it to him? But that's the type of stuff going on when people have money. That's the point of having it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, like, I was watching one of those shows about, like, you know, rich and famous and how they live and some of the stuff they buy. And there was like this sheik over in Abu Dhabi or somewhere. And he had like one of the biggest, most expensive car collections on the planet. Had like a big, huge warehouse full of cars. He had like 5 or 6 custom Rolls Royces.
Custom.
That were made, that were different colors. And I forgot what the colors were. I don't know if it was like the colors of the rainbow, but it was something that they represented. It was like 5 or 6 different colors. And each car, the whole car was that color. The interior, inside out, wheels. The whole car was this particular color. And he had like 5 or 6 different colors. So, you know, and you would say, well, what the fuck somebody need with that?
Okay, I can do it.
You know what I mean? It just because I was thinking about this. Like, somebody say, like if I had my dream car and somebody say, and I pull a girl and she liked that car. And then some dude said to me, oh man, the only reason you got that girl is because you got that car. I'm like, yeah, well, what good is other than that? Is the car good?
Exactly.
That's why I got the damn car. Exactly. Other than that, this motherfucker just A to B like all the rest of these damn cars.
Exactly. I got it.
This $150,000 got to be worth something.
I got it to Brad Surgery. I got it to get the chick. I got it to motherfucker.
Hell yeah.
Hey, I got it, motherfucker say he the only one got one. That's one of one. I got it for that reason. So when people act like, oh, he abusing his power, that's what people do. You know what I'm saying? Not saying back to Diddy, you shouldn't be fighting people. You shouldn't be holding people under their will, but you know, and this might not be popular, like you said, G, with a lot of people when you be saying that, but a lot of them people was there for the money, man. So,
oh yeah,
you know what I'm saying? You watch this. Oh yeah, I seen them beat her up and do this. I worked for him for 16 years, so you just sat around and watched this shit for 16 years. And most of them people didn't say nothing till they got fired or some shit like that, right. Or you no longer in the good boys club. And that's why I'm glad money doesn't really drive me. Like you said, we love money, but I ain't finna sit around and watch you do some fucked up shit and I'm just sitting around and shit. I'd rather not be around that.
People always, or not, I shouldn't say always, but it's oftentimes people's morality start improving when their money get low. like you can go back to back in the day when the NCAA used to be what they are, what they used to be suspending schools and all that before players could get money. And you know, you have a guy he a big time recruit, so the school gave him money and gave him a car and did all of that. And as soon as he get out of the program and he think he gonna go pro and he don't go pro, now he's turning state's evidence on how all of the
They gave him money.
all the,
Bought his mama a car.
basically jamming it up for the dude behind him.
Exactly.
Messing their money up. So now he mad. But people, that's kind of shit people do.
Yeah.
While a lot of these people were there and they know what's going on and all of that, ain't nobody saying a word. Like the security guy.
Yeah.
He had been there for all of that.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Now,
He ain't working no more, so he is.
Now he was wrong, and I always knew he was wrong. Well, why you didn't call the police? Why you didn't say anything? Why you didn't do this and that? Because I don't buy everybody was just that fucking terrified of him to where, no, you like that money. Let's just keep it real and shit. You like that money? Because I done knew some real killers in the street, but motherfucker get away from them, like, if that money ain't right. If that money right, mother, stick around. And I'm not saying it's for everybody, because I'm sure he did do some shit. Diddy did probably a lot of that stuff they accusing him of. But I'm sure it's a little embellishment on some of the stuff from a lot of people. If they feel like they can get some money or even sell their story to the podcast, I can get 5,000 to go on the podcast, tell my made up story. Motherfucker, do it.
Well, let me get your impression. So when I'm hearing like some of the Cassie stuff, to me, I was trying to figure out how that was, a lot of what she said was like negative for him. To me, some of that shit she was talking about, it almost seemed like he done kind of gave her some money to tell the story. To tell that story, because it seemed like it didn't really cast him in no horrible light. They cast him in the freak light.
Exactly.
But it didn't cast him in no light where he just no foul guy. He just having some fun, and a whole bunch of people was having fun with him.
And that's when they go back to people talking about, oh, well, she was brainwashed and that's how you are but she's not in a relationship no more. Why would she even be saying that? She ain't got to say that no more. She ain't around him no more. She ain't got to worry about him harming her at this point. So, I mean, I don't know, man. It's still like 5 weeks out in the trial, so I'm sure it's some more shit. He had some girl named Capricorn, something assisting you to work for him. He talking about how he put out the house and some jewelry came up missing. They told her they gonna throw her in the river, and if they don't find the jewelry, and it's just a bunch of wild shit. But me personally, like you said, I haven't heard none that just, man, he gonna get 100 years. Me personally, I haven't heard that.
So to me, this is one of the most key questions. Could you be her new dude?
Cassie?
Yeah.
Hell no.
and he was there for all of that.
Hell, she just had the baby. Hell no. What about you?
Oh,
I don't think dude gonna be with her. I think he gonna stick his way through this track. He gonna look like the good husband. He gonna wait a year out from now. He gonna be trying to take that baby. He gonna be trying to get that money. Watch what I tell you, man.
So
and that's rough, man.
I was trying to give it some real serious thought, and the only real thought I had was, the women we deal with and that you date and all of that, everybody, like they say, every saint has a past, every sinner has a future.
Thanks.
So, it's just you ain't really prepared to really hear all the shit that your girl did used to do.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? You could just, some of the shit she doing with you. You could probably imagine, I'm probably not the first. She probably practiced some of this somewhere else.
Oh, they definitely had some practice.
So
it depends on what you been practicing, though.
It's just, I guess you probably off top just kind of being there for it. Like we feel embarrassed for him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, we feel embarrassed for our husband.
Yeah, we feel embarrassed for him, but at the end of the day, man, that shit gonna blow over. Ain't nobody thinking about that shit.
Like I said, I think a year after the trial, it'll be something come up. Cause it is a lot. Cause that's, every time they see him, they turn their nose up. They see him kissing or something, looking like
probably the biggest thing going against him is the lifestyle that she used to have. Yeah, he ain't got no money like that. Yeah, he don't have money like
that. But I think this like their third kid or something. They had quite a few kids. So she been with him.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she got all the kids. This ain't her first child.
For some reason, I thought this was her first.
This ain't her first child. She got other kids. So they've been together, but like you said, just hearing some of these excerpts from what was going on. Like you said, I know every girl I fuck with. I know my girl ain't a saint, like you said, but to hear it in graphic detail, hey, and she's the one was telling it. It ain't like she denying it. Like somebody said, G's lady used to be drinking piss and your lady denying it, so now you confused. She's the one saying this, so you know this. Hey, G. So you know this is true. It ain't like nobody's lying on her. She the one said it, so it's like, man, kind of make you look at your girl like, hey, man, what's some shit you did?
Hey. They leaving now and she reaching on trying to get a kiss and whatnot. He like, oh, nah.
Hey, everybody outside look like,
he like too soon.
Yeah, because she was talking about just how she had so much urine in her mouth that she showed you both, baby. That she was choking, and then talking about how she had all these sores around her mouth, and how he made her sleep with men, and oh man, yeah, I don't want to hear it. That's why I don't be caring who you dated, man. I don't want to hear none of that shit.
No.
Like you said, I know you weren't a virgin when I met you, but I don't want to hear that.
You ain't got to tell me nothing.
Yeah, I ain't gotta get no detail.
You ain't even got to pump me up. You know what I mean? I don't because I don't need none of that. No, I don't need none of that.
But I don't know. We'll see in the upcoming weeks what Diddy. What right now where you sit? What do you think about him? As far as his freedom, you think they gonna railroad him, or you?
I just really am not really seeing at this point. I don't really think that they. I don't really think that they've talked about the real serious stuff yet.
Right.
I think they're just trying to like set the stage that he was a guy with some real weird appetites, and so I think they're just trying to kind of set the tone. And it's going to escalate, and show how his behaviors and some of the things he did escalated. Because I think it's kind of hard to believe that you just this regular guy, and then all of a sudden you flying 10, 15-year-old girls in. Not to say that that's a part of what's going on, but I'm just saying that go from this to this big extreme. Like Epstein. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like he didn't just start where he ended up. That wasn't the start. He started doing a little weird shit, and as his money and power and his appetite and his level of comfortability with what he was doing grew, the stuff that he was doing escalated.
Cause that kind of when they went into the trial, that was my whole thing. They were saying like the sex trafficking. I don't see the sex trafficking. Like,
I'm not seeing none of that at this point.
Like sex trafficking, from what I always been aware of, is when somebody's holding you captive. They sitting there making you have sex with people. They selling you off. They trying to get all technical. Like, oh, if you fly somebody off, man, whatever. You know what I'm saying? You fly somebody out. So if I meet a chick now and tell her to come to Chicago,
the NBA would be locked up.
Exactly, all of them.
The NFL, NHL, all of them.
That's what I'm saying. Like you just said,
they got money.
If you got money, you gonna tell people that
they hooking up with some girl online. Oh yeah, I'm gonna fly you out.
Come through. I got you. You know what I'm saying?
Call their assistant. Send so and so a ticket.
Exactly. What y'all think we finna go to Bible study or something? Shit. What the fuck? Hey, you finna try getting them draws, but yeah, I'm not seeing a lot of that. But it's a jury. It's however they could sway the jury to see. But like you said, a lot of the stuff, he just like a super freaky motherfucker who do like controlling shit like a person with money and power. Like, I mean, I'm not saying nothing I never heard. Like you said, some of the freaky stuff, I'd be like, man, they would extra freaky, but I ain't hearing nothing that I never heard before for somebody who got power. Like you said, that okay, they told you you're gonna be fired if you don't do this and shit, which they shouldn't be telling, but that's what they do. So,
yeah, like I mean, I'm not hearing anything from him other than him jumping on her and
yeah. He was definitely wrong. We seen that.
But in terms of like
that ain't even what they got him on trial for.
Right. In terms of like the sexual escapades, I ain't really hearing nothing from him that you didn't hear from Hugh Hefner.
That's what
that
I'm
was
saying.
like public knowledge, and they they going in to the parties and this you.
That's what I'm saying. We didn't
walking
have all
around
that
this
shit.
jacket and smoking jacket and shit.
Bro, hey,
so
we'll stay posted to the trial, but Diddy a wild boy, man. They wild,
he a wild boy.
Everybody
man.
who's around him, fuck that. All y'all was wild because y'all sat around, y'all participated, y'all watched it. So Diddy ain't just the only one wild. He was the leader, but y'all wild too. So
I can't remember who it was, but they said that like you would go to his party. And the party would start at 8 or 9.
Yeah.
And he said at midnight rather, that the vibe changed and like a different group of people came.
I mean
and it was time to leave. Because there was some different shit about that.
That's about any party. What time you gonna leave the party? You right now today. You gonna be exactly. Yeah. You gonna be like, it's time for me to go. Hey, you see some people coming in when you leaving, you already know like. Damn, they just coming. I'm leaving this shit. So
they about to do something different.
Right. We'll see what happened in the trial, man. We'll see what happened. But hey, once again, go like, comment, subscribe down below. Let me and G Dillon know what's up. Hey, what about your boy Uncle Shay Shay? Uncle Shay Shay.
First thought came to my mind, ain't no fool like an old fool.
So Shannon Sharpe, old fool.
Old fool, man. You really think she really like you like that? Is that what you really think? And then I don't understand, and I've had this discussion with my wife. Like, I don't understand like this super desire that these dudes have to be trying to mess with these young ass girls. Like, I don't want, like me. If I'm a trick off, and I'm, I ain't gonna lie, if I got some money, some time, and some opportunity, I'm as big. I'll probably be as big a trick as there is. But I'm not tricking with somebody that's still baby making age. Yeah. I just ain't doing it.
Just younger than your child.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. If I'm I'm in my 60s, I probably trick off girls in their 40s or something like that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, that makes sense.
But that chick was like 19 or something.
Like, it's just
60.
It's just, there's just no way for that situation to end up a win for you.
Yeah, it ain't gonna end up good.
There is nothing in there. There's no W in there for you.
Knowing who you is
at all. There's no win that you can have in that situation. And to me, that's just stupid. And you just being stupid.
and man, you kind of touched around this topic off camera before, and I was like, first of all, like you said, you shouldn't be damn near 60 messing with no 19, 20-year-old. And now y'all can talk about, she ain't gonna remember 85% of the shit you know. She ain't gonna know what you talking about because she wasn't around. And then even that, just to say you was finna do that, G, that gotta be a one-off, man. Yeah, we know she legal age, but like you said, just as a morality thing, it seems like you're a creep, but it still gotta be a one-off. You can't be looking to build none and have no relationship. Hey, I mean, just say you meet a young chick on a cruise ship. That gonna be it. That gonna be the last she see of me. She probably ain't gonna know my real name. She ain't gonna have my phone number. Hey, baby, you wanna do something? We can do something. Because it ain't gonna end good for you in the long run. Well,
and for the folks out there, this grown folks talk.
Exactly.
And if you want to be grown, then you need to think and act like you grown. Because if you just had this desire to be with young girls, 18, 19, 20, man, fly your ass on out there to Vegas, go to one of them brothels and whatnot, tell them what it is you're looking for, and they gonna make sure you have exactly what you need and what you want, as many of them as you want, and they gonna control them.
Yeah, you don't have to have. They don't have to have your phone number.
Yeah, they gonna make sure that they stay squared away and that you, the customer, is on everything is in alignment and everything is where it needs to be. You ain't got to worry about this. You ain't got to worry about this wild card because like you don't know who this girl is really and what she on.
Right.
Because she may have set that situation up
From the jump.
from the jump.
Yeah.
He just too stupid to realize, and he just too silly and too arrogant still thinking that this young ass girl want his. She wasn't even around when he was playing football.
Nah, hell no. She wasn't born.
She don't even know who the hell he is.
He been out the league 20 years. She wasn't even born.
You know, he just silly on some silly shit.
yeah,
Deserve every bit of this grief he getting. He deserve every ounce of it.
But what our buddy always say, man, what's the correlation between him and Diddy, man? Coochie, man. Hey, Coochie will take common sense out to the Mississippi River.
Drown it.
Drown it, man. Okay. Hey, when it comes to sex, man, men and women, but most so men with power, but I mean, you can't, man, I don't know what it is, man. That Adam and Eve, they really fucked us up, man. Because, hey, they're ruling an empire behind a chick, man. People fall out with their buddies, get guys killed, because guys mess with their chick or mess with somebody they messing with. So, because Shannon Sharpe, you know, he talk so intelligent. He talk like he just know it. Grandma taught him this. He got this multimedia thing. They saying he up for $100 million. And you having sex with a 19, 20-year-old. You know what I'm saying?
It is. You can still hear it being sucked down the drain.
Exactly. Because you wanted that young coochie. And you wanted to be dominant.
I mean, no disrespect to her, but it ain't like she at the top tier of fine ass girl.
Not to me.
In her age group.
Not to me.
I mean, she okay, but just okay. I don't really get it.
Because it be. I think it just be one of them things. But people who willing to do it, I don't even think you gotta be fine if you willing to let me do whatever I want to do. Like you said, they have sick fetishes. Damn, she let me do whatever I want to do. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta have a little more control. That's why they always told us coming up, man, think with your big head and not with your little head. Yeah. That little head gets you in trouble all the time, man. So, hey, Shannon Sharpe, and hey, he been doing a good job of just trying to keep it moving and still doing his nightcap.
But that money gone, man. That $100 million gone.
That's at least cut to probably 25 now. So he'll get some money from somebody, but yeah, that $100 million right now. Nah, he got a lot of damage control to do as of now. So I hope he been saving. And then the girl probably still gonna try to take a court to get a settlement, get her some. So gotta pay lawyers. It'd be a headache that one should have definitely been avoided. You know, it should have been avoided. So hey, Shannon Sharpe, Club Shay, man, we rock with you. But hey, use your big head instead of your little head, brother.
It's too late for all that talk. Oh, shit.
I don't know.
That horse is out of the barn.
Don't get in no more trouble, man. Don't get in no more trouble. But
I ain't no telling what that dummy doing.
So that's to all these guys out here though with this money and this power. Be careful, man, because they out here lurking. And like G said, it probably just set up from the jump with the young girl. And, you know, she play her role, got in good. So where they got long texts and long phone history, and like we got them now. You know what I'm saying? You got people out here playing shit like that. I wouldn't do it because I just don't think like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't plot on nobody else's money, but people out here, just like people go to sue jobs or stores, they go in there falling, looking for shit. You got people like that. They preying on people with money and power and stuff like that because, you know, that's what they do. So be careful out here, my brothers. Hey, I was hearing another situation with this guy. The police shot this guy's son, and this guy passed away, his son. And then the next day, the dad just went out and seeked revenge on a policeman for killing his son, for the death of his son. And it was a wild story because I was kind of confused on what the details of it was. But I was hearing more and more, and I was just hearing like it was a random police. I thought he killed the police that caused the death of his son, but actually it was another police. Did you hear about that? You heard about that, right? What city was that? I don't even know what city. I gotta look it up. Let me look it up.
I don't remember.
But what you was thinking about that when you heard?
Yeah, I was confused as well. I thought that he somehow saw revenge on the policeman that actually killed his son. But no, I guess he was driving and seen a cop directing traffic or something in the street, and ran him down. And
Oh, I didn't do that. I'm looking it up. That's it sounds like it's Ohio.
okay.
Okay, go ahead, G.
And
Yeah, Ohio. He was in Ohio.
It sounds kind of wild, that somebody would have that mindset. But I guess when people are under pressure, there's a certain amount of pressure applied to people, and then the criminal justice system basically lets you know that, yeah, so what, I guess there have been some improvements, but I mean, I think all the data is showing that police are killing black folks at this point kind of more than ever before, So maybe people are thinking that, that maybe some of this pressure needs to be put on some of these policemen, that maybe they need to have something to give them a second thought in terms of how they roll and how they move out here in these streets. And some people will say, well, first off, you don't want to be out here killing nobody. Nobody should be killing anybody.
Facts.
And everything we're talking about, I'm talking about at least, is just hypothetical and how, how some of the thinking could be moving. But, some people say, well, at least he should have did something to the policeman that actually did the deed. Yeah, that's one way of looking at it. But then maybe they need to be thinking that since they all stick together, when one of them does some of that shit, then maybe they all should be thinking in terms of they all could be liable in one way, shape or form, and the police they take revenge on people, when a cop gets killed, they've taken revenge and done what they did to so-called back one another up. So shit. Maybe the public need to be thinking in them terms too. That damn they out here rolling like they their own gang and doing what they want to do. Then you goes to court and they basically say, qualified immunity, so he really don't have to bear no responsibility. And then any responsibility that is borne by the municipality, like the city. The city pays those lawsuits off and all of that. But the cop, he don't have to pay shit. The police union doesn't have to bear any responsibility. You can't sue an officer personally for any of that, any wrongdoing. None of that. They take some kid who's in school or whatever, and then all of a sudden they turn him into this arch criminal, and he was smoking weed. Now they sell weed everywhere. Everybody can smoke weed everywhere. But now when it comes to that, a cop killing your kid, he smoked weed. So what the fuck that mean? But I mean they basically assassinate somebody's character and make it seem like everything that this cop did, the kid deserved that because of this.
Nah, don't nobody deserve to lose their life.
But that's how they characterize.
But I see where you going with it. I mean, I'm a fan of. I don't think, like you said, I don't think the kid should have lost his life. I don't think the police just ran. The police should have lost his life just working his job either. I can see where you coming from. Like you said, if y'all sticking together, if y'all feel like we one person, then y'all one person. So I can, and then I didn't lose a child, so I can't tell you how his father is really thinking. Losing a child at the hands of anybody, police, anybody, and it's already this riled up stuff. His son was out there doing stuff he shouldn't have had no business doing. They was in a stolen car. He said he had a gun. He didn't turn around and shoot at him, but he had a gun. He was in a stolen car. They tried to run away, and somehow the police wind up shooting him, which shouldn't have happened, and killing him. But I can't get in the mind of this guy's father to say he definitely shouldn't have did that because, like I said, I didn't lose my child to that. And I might want to kill everybody in the whole world if something happened to my child. at the hand of some foolishness, or I feel like y'all been doing this anyway, and who's to say? So I can kind of see on both sides of what you're talking about, G. Yeah, I don't feel like he should have killed a random cop, but I ain't him also. And yeah, some maybe shouldn't have been out there doing stuff, but that don't marry him losing his life either. So it's just a big messy situation that's been going on with us for years. Like you said, policemen killing us for years, and people getting fed up. It's kind of like what you said.
I mean, I'm not in any way, shape, or form trying to justify or say that he was justified in necessarily doing what he did. But I'll say this. I would probably wouldn't have done it, but I understand.
Yeah. And you don't know.
I understand.
But people snap.
Because as usual, first thing the police did was tell a big old lie about what happened. They found a gun, but then the first thing is, he had a gun, he turned, but then they so stupid now. They wearing body cams. They've been wearing body cams for 5-6 years now, and they don't even be realizing. Then the body cam footage come out, and everybody looking at them like, and because it used to be, he had a gun, like. And then they come, all of a sudden they find a gun somewhere, and then
because we still don't know if
they knew he had a gun.
Yeah, we still don't really know if he had a gun. It wasn't clear that he had the gun on him. So, I mean, we know he was in a stolen car. He shouldn't have been putting himself in them. That's why you tell your kids,
did he steal the car?
Was
he get in the car with a friend of his who stole a car? Or,
Yeah, that's why they go back to. That's why we try to tell our kids they gonna go out and do what they want to do. But then you can help yourself avoid some of those situations by doing the right thing. Sometimes trouble finds you. Like you said, I might get in the car with a guy I think was cool and they stole the car or something. I'm scared. The police come, I might run too.
But it's all how it gets characterized. Cause white folks, when it's white kids, they call it joyride.
I ain't heard that word in years.
You know what I mean? They call it joyride. They didn't find somebody's car or seen a car and they jump in somebody's car and ride around. Black folks, they stolen this auto theft. You know what I mean?
Jesus, it's joyride. I ain't heard that word in a while.
So it's just all how you.
But yeah, I can't. It's a sad situation. When I heard it, I thought, like I said, the guy killed a policeman that caused his son death, but then I found out it was a different. When I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna be honest and totally transparent. When I heard he did it and I thought it was the same guy, I was happy. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm gonna be totally transparent. Then I felt the look different when I heard it was just a random Joe out there working traffic, don't know what's going on, and he ran over. So I got mixed feelings still about it. I still got a mixed feeling, but these killings need to stop. This happened way too many times. That they kill a young black guy or a black person, and it didn't merit that. It's a bunch of policemen. You ain't feeling threatened from a bunch of kids running away. They actually running away, so you ain't feel that threatened to where you got to kill them. You know what I'm saying? So
yes, I mean it's a horrible situation, and yeah, you're right that. A policeman shouldn't have to be thinking in them terms of that type of retaliation. However, why shouldn't they have to deal with some pressure when they don't want to put no pressure on their own? When they know something was fucked up and they don't say nothing either. I've heard like a guy from the police union, like that when the kid that got shot all them times. Here in Chicago, and the cop ended up doing some time, and the guy from the head of the police union said, he should have been shot up 2 blocks before that. The first 2 cops who seen him should have shot him and killed him.
That's to say that it's crazy.
And he said that. He said that, and the boy had some mental health issues, but he ain't threatened nobody.
Yeah. He was actually going away.
Yeah, he should have got shot earlier than that. That the first 2 cops on the scene didn't do their job.
Yeah, so yeah,
and he ain't saying that if it's a white kid in the same situation.
But like you said, some of it come with the territory, which is why me and you have always emphasized why I didn't want to be a police, because you become part of that Klansman, and people dislike police, so they dislike you. You could be the coolest guy ever, but you part of that mob. You can't tell me you with John Gotti mob and you could trust me though. I know how they is, but you could trust me. People won't be trying to hear that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So you become a casualty of all of this other shit. So I get it, which is the reason I would never pursue a career in policeman because I don't, you know, it just I don't want to be affiliated with that because I know people dislike them. People go out and kill police. This ain't the first time it happened where somebody just went out and it was guys in 100 polices before, just random police because they don't like them. So police got to do right by people too and make people feel comfortable. So, like I said, I can get both sides, but it's unfortunate and sorry that brother lost his life. Both rest in peace to the police, rest in peace to the young black kid who lost his life.
I mean, the kid is gone and the father about to spend the rest of his life in jail.
Yeah, and the father about to spend the rest of his life in jail. The policeman, I'm sure he had kids probably, and he could have been a good guy, but like I say, you part of this society and this shield blue, and a lot of them ain't right. So it's unfortunate you had to lose your life too because of what somebody else did. But it's crazy, but hey, you know, right now it's been prom time. It's been prom time. And before we go that far, hey, we still need y'all to like, comment, and subscribe, man. Just subscribe, you know, give us a comment, like, all that. Let us know what you think. But what's up with this prom season, man?
Like they say, man, it's on and popping.
What's up with... Hey,
man, they out here.
We must got a lot of millionaires I don't know about.
They out here like lifestyles of the rich and famous, like MTV Cribs.
Shit better. Shit.
You know, here this mofo out here. They spend $10,000 on prom, and the first 3 steps of their house raggedy to the motherfucker.
Yeah,
they got balloons, helicopters and shit.
Oh man,
this is insane. They borrowing money from relatives and
want thousands from people to go to throw prom. I mean, what's going on with that? G? When did that start? When did that start like that? That go crazy?
You know, it's just been escalating over the years.
Yeah, it have been escalating.
But then, you know, here I am. I'm gonna spend all this money on prom, and this is his last stop. This mother getting ready to work for McDonald's. And shit.
Ain't that hell no?
He ain't going to college. He ain't doing nothing.
I definitely ain't spend no $10,000. You work at McDonald's.
It's a highlight of his life.
You ain't gonna be my son no more. I spend them up. Yeah, they had one kid. The girl had a dress made out of $100 bill.
Yeah, I see.
And one kid, he had $100,000. Like, and I'll be watching the guys on the thing, and the dude said, "Oh, his daddy going to jail." Like, where you fucking get $100,000?
I seen one. They were calling, trying to get arrangements with the school to be able to let a helicopter land. Hey, what the fuck? Like. So, okay, so here you are, this prom, you know, and so this is what you're doing for. So, like, what do you do when this motherfucker do something that's actually important, like graduating from colleges? Like, what do you do?
And that's the problem. That's not important to most of these people we see doing it. That's the highlight. As prom,
as we talk about all the time. Folks focused on the wrong shit.
Wrong shit, man.
Just focus.
Spending all this money
on all the wrong shit. They focus and spend more time to make it look like they something than putting in the actual work to actually be something.
Exactly. And that's what I said. A lot of our folks like to look like they got it than rather have it. Try to trick you like they got it, and then motherfucker, you behind on your rent or your mortgage and shit. And you taking a loan out on your house a prom? And I hate to tell people, like when we were talking about the LeBron issue earlier this year, I really just like to tell people what to do with their kids, but it's stupid. It's stupid. You know what I'm saying?
And then you know that it's a W. It's a L. When your first thought is what you worried about what some other fool is thinking.
Yeah, that's what it be though. It just be, and then they see this person got a helicopter. Now we got to get the private jet. It's like a competition thing. But the competition thing is, like you said, majority of these motherfuckers broke. How you in competition with a motherfucker? You broke. trying to spend and get on. You asking G for a G. You asking me for a G for a prom. Like we said, you could take $10,000 and put it in a CD or buy the S&P 500 for your kid, and once he finishes 4 years of college, give him that, and you probably have $25,000, $20,000. They don't think like that.
Like I saw one lady, I forgot how much they spent, and she was saying she was on Tamron Hall's show.
Okay.
And so Tamron was like, so, like, what's up with this? But she talking about how she had missed her prom, and she just promised that her daughter would be. I'm like,
she can go on prom, but you ain't got to go overboard.
People could do whatever they want to do, but this shit is just fucking stupid.
And
it's
like,
just stupid.
Even if I had the money, G, I wouldn't spend that much money, but at least I got the money to do it. Don't get me wrong. If I knew this mother worth $100 million, he got to sign a Rolls Royce helicopter, fine. So be it. But I know most of these people don't have this. You know what I'm saying?
It's like somebody spending, $10,000, $15,000 on a birthday party for a 5-year-old.
And they do that. And it don't make sense.
They do.
It just, they have party for the kids every year. Like, they don't need a party. They ain't going to even remember this. We're going to Disney World for his first birthday.
And I would go to one of those. Man, I'd be eating and drinking, man. Like, I'd be eating and drinking like a Viking up in there.
And that's what people do. People go to be nosy, laugh. Hey, they talk about your ass. Like, look at these idiots.
I'm going to try to take a plate home.
Like you said, I tell people what to do with their kids, but when they say we in a rat race and we broke and we poor, that's the reason why we broke.
I take my son, like say one of his friends had one of them parties, I take him with me. I'm like, yeah, don't get used to this partner. this ain't happening on your end.
Exactly. That's why we stay in a rat race. That's why we poor, because we trying to buy Balenciaga shoes and Christian Louis Vuitton shoes for $1,000, and you ain't even talk to the kid about college. You scrapping, man, I don't know how I'm gonna pay for this college. Just like you pay for that goddamn prom. That's how you gonna pay for this college. What the fuck? And my child just graduated, she missed prom. Thank God. I'm glad we ain't have to fall out, because it was around COVID when she graduated high school. Cause if she thought she was gonna have that, we probably wouldn't be talking right now today. Ain't no way I'm not spending $2,000 on prom. I'm gonna just be honest with you. People wanna, the dress cost $2,000. You ain't getting my $2,000 for just no dress. Shit.
Like even if I say, all right, cool, I'm I'm about to get this tux or whatever. So I guess some shit done passed me by, because I guess nowadays, the limo thing, that's some square shit.
Oh yeah, no, they ain't limo. They gonna be like, man, get your contract.
Yeah, they ain't playing that.
No, okay. They don't get it.
Okay, so say I say, all right, cool. I'll rent a nice car.
Okay.
I'll rent a Maserati or something like that. Even then, I ain't letting them drive it.
Exactly. You don't want them over to drive it?
Hell no. I'll drive you.
I'm finna just say that, like,
I'll even put on like the chauffeur uniform. I'll do all of that. But you not driving this car.
I ain't renting no more Rolls Royce and Maserati for you to drive.
Yeah, you kidding me?
Barely can drive. Then y'all drinking and smoking. And
I'd be like, well, I taught you how to drive, so I know how you drive. Oh no.
But yeah, some of them proms, it's been ridiculous. And a lot of it be just like, I see some of the proms over the top, and then I see the regular prom, and I'll be like, that young man's suit look better than his. They wearing like the flooding pants and the bedazzled shoes. A lot of it be looking goofy to me personally, but that's my personal opinion.
What they look to me? They look country sassy.
Exactly. A lot of it just be looking like
it's ridiculous. No, it don't even look good. All these some of them shoes, and like shoes. And I like to dress.
We both do.
And I like nice shoes.
But I ain't spending that much. Man.
But that it's got this name on it, but it don't look good. It don't look nice. Look good. And like it look trashy.
It just got the name on it. It just got the name. But we gotta. And then we were talking about the other thing with the young ladies. It's ghetto for any one of them, the boys and the girls. But then the girls, they got the dress on, and they coming out with this money to their ear like they guys and shit, and they acting all thuggish and dancing like the guys, playing this ghetto ass music, and everybody hyping them up in the back. Yeah. like you better put them up and bill money away and go pay them up and bill. I don't see the infatuation with it, man.
You could gather all of everybody up out there, and you couldn't put $100. They couldn't give you $100.
Exactly.
Ain't $100 in the bank between none of them.
So you gonna spend $10,000 on this event that lasts about 4 hours
and pay their loan store that made out.
And now you mad at everybody out there. Next week come, now you mad. Hey man, you think you got a couple dollars? I need to pay my car note. Motherfucker, I just said you rent a Rolls Royce and a Bentley. Like, gee, we just gonna continue to stay in the rat race, man. I'd rather see y'all get that $10,000, your kid graduate college, and you giving them that once they graduate college to go start their journey into the real world. I'd rather see, can we start that trend? I'd rather see more things like that. Like, I'm not spending $10,000 on prom. I'm gonna put this $10,000 in a CD, like I said, S&P 500 or whatever. And when you graduate college, I'll have that for you. Don't that make more sense though? Don't that make more sense?
Absolutely.
Yeah, like,
and it's something like we've talked about in the past. Like, it's a segment of this generation that they all want to make $150,000, $200,000
out the gate.
Out the gate. They don't have no education. But they don't really want to do no work. They think they can be podcasters or internet influencers and make money and make all this money. And I just kind of hate to break it to them. But
that's a low number of people making doing that.
And you know, it just ain't too many ways you can do that without actually doing some damn work.
even that, like you said.
Even that, you have to. They don't even realize the amount.
You got to work every day.
Consistency and discipline that you have to do that, and none of them had that.
None of them.
None of them. You know, we've talked about it with the average podcast, last 6 episodes.
Yep, 6-7 episodes.
Oh,
they said.
like damn.
Yep.
That's a month.
I see the clip the other day. They said millionaires are millionaires because of consistency.
Oh,
She said all broke people, they doing different shit every other week. So you broke. You got to find what you find. You got to be consistent with it. You got to really dedicate yourself to it. And she like all the rich people like that. They've been doing the same shit for 20 years. Like they done mastered it. They done got better at it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Then they move on. We want to do shit. Oh, gee, ain't no money in this. Next month, we want to try something else. You know what I'm saying?
Always is quick. Get rich quick.
Exactly. That's what a lot of people do.
This next thing, I'm doing this. Like, that's kind of how I still look at some of that crypto shit. I'm like, nah, okay. Yeah. I mean, some of it's probably cool. But
I'm into some of it, but
some of it is a straight scam.
You gotta research, and you gotta, you know what I'm saying? You taking a chance with everything, but you got to be all in. When you really want something to work, you got to be all in. You can't be half-assing it. Like they say, you can't have 1 foot in, 1 foot out. You can't be half-assing. Even me and G, we be kicking ourselves in the ass with even the show. Like, got to step it up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So, just the prom, man. I'd rather start that trend. Can we start that trend? Y'all take that $10,000 y'all was spending on prom. Y'all put it up for your kid. Like I said, an S&P 500, a CD or something. Have your little average prom. And then your challenge to your kid should be, when you finish college, I got something real nice for you. And that should be what we strive to do. And you give him a good head start when he get out and he looking for a job. Not spending that shit on no dress and shoes and rent a car you finna take back the next day. You rent a car for $1,000. That shit just silly, man. It's just silly. And I want to congratulate my own child. She graduated college. Happy for her. You know, she graduated like a couple weeks ago, so happy for her. Well, I told her now, the real world starting now. It's the real shit now.
She started looking for a job.
Yeah, she been looking at that, and me and her had a talk. She might have to find an average job before she can find a big. You know, that ain't easy. Shit. Yeah. So you can't just sit around neither. Like, oh well, what I went to school for, they ain't calling me, because that shit could be a long process. You know, a lot of people with degrees ain't got jobs in what they doing right now. So in the meantime, you might have to work at Walmart or something. And like G said, you can't be too big and think you too good to work there. Oh, I'm supposed to make 100,000. Okay, you'll get to that, but in the meantime, motherfucker, you need to work and shit. You know.
I see it all the time at my job. You know.
Yeah.
I've been there for a minute. I make decent money.
They think they supposed to make what you make coming in.
And I'm like, oh, really? Well,
Yeah.
Can you do this? No.
No.
Can you do this? Oh, no. Do you know about this? No. Do you know about this? Well, no. Well, what the hell make you think you're supposed to make what I make?
Exactly.
And you don't know nothing that I know. I'm sure you know something, but whatever you know don't pertain to none of this shit we doing in here.
Yeah. So
You know, and you know.
that's the first thing. You need to make yourself an asset before you have these demands.
And then when it come down to actually having a work ethic and
They don't got that.
and having some discipline, you know, like how often we have a pretty liberal time off policy. You get a lot of vacation right off the top. You get sick days, you get personal holidays, all of that right off top. How many people we know that 3-4 months into the year they don't have no more time left?
That's crazy. That's crazy. If you really wasn't sick or something, that's crazy.
Because I remember when you told me that one time, and I was like, "Oh yeah, we ain't got to come in." Da, da, da. And you was like, "I don't know that I'm having no more time."
Motherfucker don't be having time. And you like, damn, already?
I'm like, what? I didn't use like, now, true enough, I mean, I get a lot of time. I'm like, but even still, I don't only use 2 or 3 a couple of days. They ain't got no time out of all of that. They ain't got no time.
Because what we do, G, as people, a lot of us, not all of us, we see something and we think, you know, it's just like you put a bunch of fifths in here. I'm gonna drink it till it's gone. It ain't for that. Like, I got all these days and they just take it till it's gone. Now what you gonna do? We never think down the line. A lot of us, it's like, dude, this supposed to last you the whole year. You know that, right? You ain't gonna get no more. It's like they see it and they run through it. You know what I'm saying?
And then they like be trying to get time off, and then
Now they mad
for something stupid. Oh, it ain't really stupid, but like some event, like somebody's birthday or something like that. But you had this time at the beginning of the year.
Why you didn't think about
this
that?
birthday come at the same time every year, so it ain't like it's a surprise. So you ain't saved nothing for this, something that's supposed to be important. You ain't saved nothing for it. And then when you pose a question like that to them,
they get mad at you.
Yeah, they like, oh, how dare you make me think and act like a fucking adult.
They tell you wanting out.
Yeah. I'm like, nah, you can say whatever I want. I say, but I bet if something come up today, I got a vacation day for it.
And you know what else I really dislike we got to stop doing, man? We got to stop just taking everything that's ghetto and saying that's us. That ain't us. That ain't me. That ain't my culture and shit. My boy want to go in restaurants and twerk and they just put us out because we black. No, they put you out because that's just
put you out because you stupid.
He tell you take your do-rag off. You getting mad. He did that because I'm black. Like, dude, it's a nice restaurant. Take your fucking do-rag off.
No bonnets.
Yeah, like, I mean.
No bonnets and pajamas.
And now people like to corral that like, that's us. That's our culture.
And it's not just us with that, because, you know, it's some big-time universities have had to institute a dress code, like for some like their business classes and stuff.
Pajamas going to class
and they furry slippers and whatnot. Like, hey, you know, we not doing that here.
You just gotta have some kind of standard.
Coming in here looking like you didn't take a shower.
Yeah, you just gotta have some standard, man. You just gotta, you know what I'm saying. You want to look the part. And me and my buddy was talking about this. They call it code switching, but we shouldn't have to code. Like, a lot of people don't know how to code switch, which is like when you're in the hood, you talk like them, like the Romans do. So then you get around these prestigious people, you know how to switch your code. But man, him was like, it shouldn't be no code switch because the standard should be excellence anyway. So we should be like this all the time. Like, it should be like, you know, how the saying go, how you do one thing is how you do everything. It should just be, no, that's G. Man, G front, man, I seen him and he was talking about this, and you be like, no, that's him. That's how he is. It shouldn't be like, oh yeah, that nigga was faking. You know what I'm saying? It should be, the standard should be excellence anyway. We like to we just like to inherit all this ghetto shit and try to, oh, that's our culture. No, the fuck it ain't. No, it ain't. You know what I'm saying?
That's your culture. It ain't mine.
But we gotta do better. Like I said,
I got into it with a dude at work one time talking about that shit. Talking about this was back when Allen Iverson was playing.
yeah.
And the NBA dress code.
He started a lot of that. Yeah.
Him and Derek Coleman and all of that. And gonna tell me, well, the NBA needs to quit that shit because that's part of our culture. I'm like, whoa, maybe a part of your culture, partner. My culture dress.
You wearing a do-rag.
And dress for business like you was dressing for business and not dressing like you going to hoop somewhere all the time.
Man, them motherfuckers paying y'all 20, 30, 15 million a year. And they told me to wear a tailor-made suit to all the interviews. Gee, I'm going to be the best dressed motherfucker in there. You want to argue with these people? They paying you $1 million to dress a ball because they told you to wear a button up or something. How silly is it? Hey, I'm gonna sound like him now. How silly is that? We talking about dressing. How silly is that? We talking about practice. Yeah, you gotta practice, you gotta dress the part, you gotta come to practice. Nigga, what are you talking about? And I love AI, but look what happened to him, because he wasn't disciplined, he got broke too. So you get to a certain level, this is G. We ain't going under this, man. We right here now, man. We can't.
How
you know what I'm saying? We can't do that.
How
So
did AI get broke?
Just band chain. He's still band chains and big earrings now. You see him. He still got the braids. He's still wearing the big chains. So he just learned it.
Ain't grew up at all.
Nah. Allen Iverson. Nah, and I love Allen Iverson game and stuff. But yeah, I still feel like he too old for a lot of stuff he do now. He was the only one in the Hall of Fame picture looking like he looked. They all had on suit jackets. He didn't have on none of that. He right in the front because he wanted the shorter guys. And I'm looking like, dude, you could have put on something nice.
And like I was listening to somebody and they were talking about Mark Cuban. And he was like, yeah, he's like he just never really felt like, for a long time he just didn't really have a certain level of respect for Mark Cuban because he always wearing T-shirts and polo shirts in these meetings and whatnot. And, everybody else got on suits and whatnot. He said, but a guy like Mark Cuban, and at that level, he said he asked him, he's like, well, he said wear what he wear because he can. Because when he's in the meeting, everybody else is there to sell something to him.
All right. I ain't trying to get nothing from you.
Right? Yeah. So he said, so if you go to them board meetings or them big time meetings, he said, yeah, you see a bunch of cats in nice suits. He said, but that dude sitting back over in the corner in jeans and a T-shirt.
He the man.
And
I always knew stuff worked like that, G, because if I want something from you, I gotta come.
But when you any other time when you that dude in the jeans and the T-shirt, you just a fucking bum.
But yeah, I've been through that. Like you gotta do stuff. If I'm promoting something, I'm trying to sell something, I gotta come a certain way. I can't come lackluster, looking crazy. I gotta look the part. Like he gotta trust me. I'm coming here with a T-shirt and do rag on and trying to present something to Shark Tank. How serious you think they finna take me?
Like I used to hate that about Russell Simmons. Like, dude, dress up a little bit. Everything, man. But have a good night.
He was one of them dudes at the time. But if you do want something from somebody, like we said, at the time, Allen Iverson was working from somebody. They told you got to come to practice. They told you can't wear that. You want money from them. You like I said, I come in there if they say, hey, 10, 11, G, we're gonna pick up y'all show, but we need y'all to wear suits every day. We're gonna give y'all $20 million contract. You think I'm finna argue with that? I'm gonna be in the motherfucking suit every day. Shit. It's nothing to argue about. It's silly.
I'm gonna try to get a suit deal.
Exactly. Gee, it's silly. And you arguing about you looking nice. That look nice, actually. When you come like that look nice. You look nice.
I'm gonna try to get us a deal with like the Nordstrom.
That's what I'm saying.
Man. We gonna be suited and booted up here woo.
We ain't finna turn it down. Gonna be like, gee, I'm not trying to wear that.
They gonna be saying, man, that's some nice suit y'all had on.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
But yeah, we got to do better with this prom. And celebrate graduations like that. I want to see the graduations celebrated like that. You know what I'm saying? They get ghetto in the services and be twerking and hollering everywhere, but spend money like that on a graduation.
We got to stop over celebrating kindergarten graduations. We got to stop.
Leave them kids alone, man.
We got to quit that, man. You know. Hey, happy for you, baby. And let's go home.
But I just told you, that's how we is, man. We just over celebrate.
Maybe we go to have a happy
McDonald's.
meal.
Yeah. Maybe
in high school, maybe we go a little bit further.
I think we celebrate the wrong shit too much, man. Like you said, I hate to tell people what to do with their child. You can do what you wanted to do, but when you look 10 years from now, you're gonna be like, I was dumb as hell spending $10,000 on the prom. I know you 9 out of 10. Even millionaires think like that. When they buy them cars, they think down the line like that was stupid shit. So a broke motherfucker gonna definitely think about 10,000 5 years, 2 years from now when you be up in the rear on your bills and shit. But
I still to this day think about stupid money I spent.
Yeah, and you ain't even spent that much money. What I'm talking about?
Nah,
shit. I know I done lost some money gambling that time. I be like, that was stupid. You know what I'm saying? That was stupid. Because I had something I supposed to did anyway, G. And then I'm trying to multiply it like, okay, I'm going to get that when I hit. Now I lost all the money and ain't did the shit I supposed to do. I done did that myself a free time. And I felt like a fucking idiot. You know what I'm saying? Because that money was just up in the air. I just lost it. But yeah, we ain't going to keep talking about that. Do better with prom. Do more for college graduates. Push your kids to go to college graduates. Or some trade school. Be an electrician. They said in 5 years, man, it's going to be a demand for like 200,000 electricians, man. So they like your kids need to go to school for plumbing, electrician, and shit like that.
Yep.
You know,
heating and cooling.
Yeah.
Like said,
it's a demand for that.
People don't think and don't really look at what's going on and what's happening. So now, like with heating and cooling and plumbing, so you have with this huge demand for data and data collection. Yeah. So now you have these huge server farms where they got to be cool.
Electrician. Yeah.
So you need electricians, you need plumbers, you need heating and cooling specialists. Because if the heating and cooling goes down in one of these server farms, it goes down.
It goes down because
so they gotta have people on call. They gotta have.
That's
people.
Why they said that stuff is in demand. They said 2030, man. They said it's gonna be such a demand for electricians and plumbers. It's gonna be crazy.
Like technicians, like communications technicians, AT&T workers, stuff like that. Data cable installation, all that. All them big jobs, and they need a ton of them.
And what we say, just because people think it don't look fancy, they don't want it. But them motherfuckers make money.
Like them plumbers and electricians, like they union contract.
And them people make bread.
The full package is like worth like $120 an hour.
Yeah, them people.
And I think they
money.
making like $60, $70 an hour, and then they benefits and retirement and all that stuff.
People think because it don't look sexy and all that. Like, oh, he a plump, man. I'm gonna make bread,
making money.
I'm making bread. But yeah, we're gonna move on from this, man. I got another thing to talk about before we get out of here. Gee, just say, your brother or something, or cousin, mother or something, and your significant other, or you together with your significant other. And man, once they pass away, your cousin, your mom, your brother or something, you find out they left you about $100,000, which ain't a lot of money, but hey, it's free. You ain't have to work for it. Everybody can use $100,000. But now your lady or whoever, they never ever liked this person. They stayed at odds, and you get this money, and then she be like, "Oh, you should split that with me." Like, how do you feel about that? Do you think you should give them anything, especially if you didn't like the person?
First of all, if they was best friends, she ain't got shit. She ain't got shit coming.
You don't give us something.
If y'all was acting damn close, he'd have left you something. He ain't left you shit. But he ain't leaving with no instructions that I'm supposed to hook you up. Now,
you gonna get your significant other something.
You being my girl, I mean, of course you gonna benefit. But don't think you entitled to shit.
And what if they really dislike this person?
Now if you add that they ain't even like each other, You might not even benefit from this shit, but I wouldn't want to disrespect his legacy. Oh no.
Hey, you
man,
ain't shit.
Man, please. And then see, like I know, like me and my old lady, the way we get along and the way we talk. Like, see, if a situation like that came up, she wouldn't even be able to say that shit to me with a straight face. That she thinks she should get something. She wouldn't even be able to. She wouldn't even how to be able to get it out.
Why she went?
Cause she knows it's bullshit. She knows she's sounding crazy as hell. She knows it.
But you being my lady or whatever, my significant other wife, whatever. Yeah. You're gonna benefit from it if we in a house together. Y'all get some shit did around the house.
Without a doubt.
And all that. But if you like had your hand out and you really didn't like this person.
Just off top, and, just on GP, I'm gonna probably give her a little chip. You know what I mean? I'm gonna give her a little something. But she better not come to me talking about she deserves
for you to, like, I know the type of person I am. I ain't gonna lie. It probably will be killing me on the inside too, because I do want some. But I know the type of person I am. If I ain't like your daddy or nothing, I don't really fuck with him. I'll be like, fuck him, man. His money. It probably be killing me on the inside. But I know I got a lot of pride like that. Like, I ain't get along with
I ain't gonna ask for shit.
Right, I ain't get along with the old nigga anyway. I want none of his money and shit. I ain't probably telling you like, damn, G, that boy left us some money and shit.
And long as me and my girl been together, we always been cool like that. Like my old lady one time hit a nice little chip off the lottery one time. Okay. And, she was working and I was off. So I actually had to go and fill out the application and the form and pick it out. And then I didn't have
the lottery.
Yeah. And then I didn't have everything I needed and had to go back. And it's like, it wasn't even, the spot wasn't even out where we live. I had to go a long way to the state building to get it.
Right.
To get it taken care of. So, it took me 2 days back and forth. And I wasn't expecting nothing. And when I told her, I called her and said, yeah, I got the check, blah, 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 blah. She said, oh, okay. She said, well, how much you want? I'm like, I ain't really expecting nothing. She was like, oh, well, take such and such and go ahead and, put that in your account. I'm like, you sure? She's like, yeah. And if I get a little something, we always been cool like that. Right.
No, you should be cool like that. But like you said, just if I get some money and you think I'm obligated to get you, especially to somebody you really hated and dislike.
Yeah, right.
Hey, I don't owe you shit. Don't be thinking I owe you nothing. Like you said, you're going to benefit from we in the same house together. I'm getting shit fixed in the house. That's just as much as your shit is mine.
And just like that, just on the other end of that, say I got a few dollars, I done hit a few dollars, and somebody in your family that I don't like needs something, and coming to me for it. See, that's a tough ass.
I wouldn't give you shit. I don't fuck with you. I don't fuck with you. My lady.
That's a tough ass.
My lady and somebody who I don't sleep with every night, that's two totally different. I wouldn't give you shit. I don't fuck with you. So, hey.
That's a tough ass.
But
my old lady come, and I don't know.
It just go back to anything people say, as a moral thing, certain shit probably be right, but I don't owe you anything. It's mine. So, like Shaq said, he told his kid, no, we not rich. I'm rich.
Yeah, right.
Motherfucker, don't keep saying we.
You just hopeful.
Exactly. I'm going to take care of you. Don't get it wrong. Twist it. But you can't just jump up and buy a Tesla. I can. You know what I'm saying? You can't. You don't got the money. You got to ask me, and then I think about it. And that's how that works when you get somebody else's money. I say, damn, G, I couldn't stand this motherfucking father. That motherfucker left us some money. I don't want to ask for nothing. I got too much pride, but I want some. You know what I'm saying?
Unless you came from this angle. Shit, he caused me so much damn trouble all these years. He should give me something.
He owed me. But nah, man, that is tough. If you get along with the person and they left me a bunch of money, man. No, I don't owe you nothing. I might give you some. You my girl. If you somebody I don't fuck with outside.
Yeah, that family shit though, just in general, that family shit is crazy. Especially, not everybody. Families are different and different how they operate, and different how they move, and have different expectations that you
depend on the people
and whatnot. So my my family is very different than my wife's family. So it'd be funny, you know, some of the shit. I just like, you know, you gotta. it takes some negotiations, or it takes some, you know, you gotta kind of come to some understanding that the way people move and the way people do things, certain things. It's kind of based on how they were raised and how their families operate.
That's
and they can say that one is better than the other. This shit is just different.
I said as a morality thing, but don't nobody owe you nothing. Nobody owe you nothing.
But then, you know, so you just kind of have to have that in your mind that you know, she may think like this because it is, and that just because this is how you think, that don't mean that don't mean that that's the right way to think, or that makes her wrong. And so people have to understand that, you know, my family did shit the way they did it, but that ain't the only way to do it.
But yeah, I mean, that's why you gotta get your own shit out here. So you gotta be, you have your own kid and be like, oh, it is money, fuck you. So, you know, have your own kid put to the side, because guess what? When I get some money and got my name on it, that's my goddamn money. If I want to share with you, I share with you, but I ain't obligated to do a goddamn thing. So, but man, we gonna get ready to get up out of here, man. One thing before we leave, what you think about the NBA playoffs this year? We almost at the final.
I was kind of thinking that Boston was gonna be able to have an opportunity to repeat, but they look horrible.
And the injury always. I mean, your best player.
But they was out of it before that.
Porzingis, him, them two big motherfuckers. So
one thing with Boston and like people really have a lot of hatred. Maybe hatred is strong, but a lot of dislike for Jason Tatum. And then they always say, talking about Jaylen Brown, like he's so superior, that he better. But some of them games I watched Jaylen Brown from still can't dribble.
Jaylen Brown better than Jason Tatum though. He good, but he ain't better than Jason Tatum.
No, he still can't dribble. And there was some plays in one of them first couple of games. And, you know, Tatum come down, he done pass him, gave him a perfect pass in the paint for a layup. He done let it go all through his hands. Then he come back down. He get it again on the post. He go to spin, throw the ball out of bounds. And then they talk about Jason Tatum suck. I'm like,
he ain't better than Jason.
I don't know. Yeah,
I don't like they coaching because they shoot too many threes. Yeah, they don't run play. They play too much one-on-one ball to have the team.
You know, you got the lead moving the ball, everybody doing their thing, and then now
they shoot too many threes.
The whole fourth quarter, you want to go 1-4 flat and just do all this one-on-one.
We can't do that. That's why. Guess what? That's why they asked in Cancun. But the teams we have left right now, we got OKC, who already advanced. OKC, man, they done had it great. They in the NBA Finals. They waiting on their opponent between the Knicks and the Pacers. But OKC,
they looking problematic.
And they got the youngest team in the league.
They looking real dominant. But I would say this:
they look great.
Minnesota Ant is cool, but he ain't all they trying to make him out to be.
He's still immature. Even after the game, when they talk to him, he like, "Oh, it ain't no big deal. I'm not upset." Like, you're not upset, motherfucker. Like, you just lost 2 years in a row to the West Coast Final.
They got straight bum rush.
Yeah. So, and I think he need a nice veteran over there with him.
And the other Julius Randle, man, I'm just not a fan of his game.
Disappeared.
Julius Randle got an NBA game from the 90s.
Yeah, Julius Randle disappeared. All these teams shoot threes too much for me.
But he want to back you down and use up a bunch of clock and slow. He had the pace of the game all slow, because that's the thing now. The pace of play is they
need a point guard.
They move. Even though they not like running and getting a lot of fast breaks, just the pace of the offense and the way they move, the pace of play is greater. So they get more shots up and scoring. That's why they scoring points. They scoring more points. But then, man, Julius Randle, man, he get the ball. It's like watching some old Charles Barkley shit.
Yeah,
like,
Minnesota
hard to watch.
Minnesota need a point guard. That's their biggest problem. They need a point guard. They've turned the ball over left, right. They ain't got nobody. Mike Conley,
Conley too old, man.
And they did draft somebody, and I don't know why they don't play him. Rob Dillingham. So I don't know what the fuck that was about. He don't want to play the rookie. But a lot of that should be on the coaches, man, because they be just making. Like Thibodeau with the Knicks, he don't like to try to rotate the team. He just trying to run people in the mud. Like, dude, you got this high intensity these 48 minutes high intensity. This ain't the regular season. You got to rotate these people because the Pacers, man, they playing 10 deep, man. They playing.
Yeah, they running.
And they running you in the ground, but who you like between that? They series 3-2, the Pacers up. Who you got?
Well, I guess you gotta kind of go with the Pacers to be the favorite, but that game tomorrow
Today?
They playing today?
Yeah, they play today.
Oh, that's fantastic! I got some shit to watch.
Yeah. And you ain't gotta get up early in the morning after. Yeah, they play today.
If the Pacers lose today,
oh yeah, if they go back to New York for Game 7 with them rowdy motherfuckers,
it's a wrap.
I like the Pacers. I like the I like the Pacers to kind of close it out today.
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking they will.
And I like OKC to win it all. I ain't gonna lie, I'm kind of rooting for the Pacers now because they are cousins, man. They right here next to us, so Indiana right here next to us. And
I hate Indiana.
And nobody's seeing this coming though either.
I don't even really like Indiana as a state necessarily. I mean,
a lot of people don't.
I fuck with Michigan more than I fuck with Indiana.
But a lot of people can't nobody say Indiana was on their bingo card.
And see, this is like we were just talking about how you raised. My father hated Indiana.
The state?
The state.
Okay.
Because he went to
some racist shit.
He went to a convention in Indianapolis. And he said that they treated them so bad. Now, they spending money at like the hotel and in the town and whatnot. And, Indianapolis is a fairly good-sized city. Yeah. He said they treated them worse than they got treated in Kentucky.
Oh, shit.
And so he was like...
That's why you hate it.
He told me, he said they couldn't shake me up and pull me back in that raggedy-ass state. He said he hated Indiana. Now, I have subsequently been to Indiana.
I've been to Indiana
to Indianapolis on a number of occasions.
I've been, I think, once to Indianapolis.
And it was cool. It was all right. It's country as hell. Even Indianapolis is country as hell.
It's country as fuck.
But they was all right.
I just went to Michigan, Indiana, and did a gig I had last week. So it's country as hell. It look like we down south, Michigan City, Indiana, and shit.
Oh, you was in Michigan? I know Michigan City. Yeah.
Yeah, I went down there.
Michigan City is right next to. Well, my parents had a house in Union Pier, Michigan.
I had a gig
right
down
next door
there,
to
gig was
to
nice, but
Michigan
country as hell out there. Shit.
Oh, they are.
But I like OKC and Indiana in the final. I think ultimately OKC will win because OKC done had the best player all year. They had the best team all year, and they just look good, man.
They play defense.
They play defense, man. And Ant couldn't do shit. They had 9 points in the first quarter. Ant now, that's crazy.
I initially was worried that
the youth.
Yeah,
I thought that too.
I thought Holmgren. I was wondering if Holmgren was going to really be able to
He's so small.
He's really slight, but it seemed like he's getting a little stronger.
Yeah.
But the advantage he has, he can really get up and down the floor.
Young.
He can run good.
That whole team, man, the motherfuckers, them young motherfuckers be running.
He can leak out and fill a break. And get easy baskets and get them alley oops on fast breaks. He's really athletic. So if the game slows down, he's at a disadvantage. Yeah. But if they keep their pace and play at their pace,
you can't beat them.
He's a really good player.
They've been like the number one defensive team.
Jalen Williams.
Yeah. They got an athletic young team, and they young.
Yeah, they play defense. They play. You could tell they real close.
Yeah, they real close with each other. You could tell that, and they play like 10 players deep, and they young. They the youngest player team in the league overall. They average age like 23 or some shit like that. But I think it's gonna be OKC, Indiana. I gotta lean towards OKC. Like I said, I wouldn't be mad if Indiana won because people do be hating on Tyrese Hollenberg saying he overrated. That boy been playing ball, man. And
he just look overrated.
Yeah, that's how people right. And you said the key word. People like the aesthetics of things.
Yeah,
because it ain't fancy.
He play kind of awkward.
He got a push shot and all that. But that boy can play. It don't matter how he doing it. He doing it. And you said the key word though. It look overrated, but that motherfucker, man.
Yeah, he can hoop.
He can hoop. So, but if Indiana lose today, their ass gonna be in trouble. We'll be back to talk about it. What you got to say before we get up out of here, G?
Hey man, I'm kind of digging the new set. This chair is comfortable, so I'm good. Now I got to kind of always make sure I got on some nice slacks or something. But that's cool. I'm really digging it. I like the sign. I like everything. I hope everybody else out there likes it and continues to enjoy the show. But just make sure you love yourself, love one another, and treat everybody like you want to be treated. And keep a positive mindset out there because it makes a difference.
Yep. And I'm gonna elaborate what G said. Just always keep a positive mind. Make sure your mental's good, man. We wanted to elaborate on mental. We'll talk about that later at another time. But like he said, I gotta make sure I got on shorts now. Make sure my legs all lotioned up. Y'all don't be talking about. You know, people like to talk about you on the internet and shit, man. They like to talk about you and try to fuck with you, but. Now, the setup, I like it too, man.
Yeah.
It's decent. We switched it up a little bit. This season 2, episode 1. So, they probably like, damn, where G and 1011 been? They ain't fucking with each other. We brothers, man. We ain't going nowhere,
I mess around with some shorts, man. They be seeing all these scars from them knee surgeries and whatever. They be like, man, what happened to his damn legs? Oh, my God.
But nah, man, be good to one another, like G said, man. Hey, and take some of that prom money and put up in the college fund or pay for college with that or put it away for them when they get out of college. But stop spending all this goddamn money on prom. And with that being said, we